I like that they're in the Big East now. This isn't your father's Big East, as
No.
I would say. But looking at this, the Big East right now, you're a fan of Syracuse. How sad is it to see the Big East as what it's become
Uh,
basketball wise?
it was a crime. It really was. I mean, the Big East was the best league in the nation for probably the last 6 years. ACC was probably the next best, or neck and neck, if you want to say.
It was
But
a distant second, I would say.
yeah, but Big East basketball from top to bottom. If you came out of the Big East with 20 wins uh, overall, you were a pretty good team, and there wasn't many teams nationally that were going to beat you. But for all of that, I mean, if you think about when I think about the Big East tournament and just how the one game that always pops into mind now is the 6 overtime game between
Yeah.
Syracuse and UConn. I mean, that was just thrilling basketball. I mean, it wasn't bricks and oh my god, which team is going to lose this first. It was a great game to watch. All 6 overtimes. I
Yeah,
destroyed
well,
my cell phone battery that night.
I remember, you know, I would, I was a Big East fan. Like I would not go to school the first day of Big East tournament, which looking back on it, probably a mistake because that meant I couldn't call in sick for school for this, NCAA tournament first couple days. But, I look back on it, it's like, those Big East, those first couple rounds, like occasionally, with the 16 teams, you'd have, St. John's versus UConn or something. You had all these good matchups other than South Florida and DePaul. All those teams were fun to watch, 1 through 14, Marquette, even the teams they had at Louisville, still basketball schools. It was always a basketball conference. Once they got rid of Miami and Virginia Tech, I really liked what the conference, although it was too many teams, it was still fun to watch those first couple days. There's not that same kind of magic. I do wish that Boston College had dropped football and stayed in the Big East for basketball.
Yeah, the first defection to the ACC, Syracuse was left out of that, and I think that had everything to do with Duke and North Carolina not wanting to play Syracuse in hoops. And then when it finally came down to it, they left at the worst time because the Big East was that much better than it was after the first defection. I think the first defection was in 2004, if I'm not mistaken.
That sounds accurate. Yeah, with Boston College, Vodtech, and Miami, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The
No,
first,
I don't think that hurt the conference. Yeah, it hurt them football wise, but actually, I feel like football wise, it got more entertaining with Rutgers. Rutgers was fun. West Virginia,
well,
uh, Florida.
Rutgers football
Oh,
improved greatly too. When they first came on, you were like, "Oh, really, Rutgers?"
that was, I mean, you remember those Thursday, Friday night games that they would have every week from like '06 to '09 or something? Those were great games.
Yeah,
I mean, it would be like, number 2 West Virginia versus number 4 Louisville. And then next week would be like number 4 Rutgers versus number 2 Louisville. Like, there was such, parity in that league between the top 4. And the thing that was the greatest shame of it was Wanstead, never had a good team.
yeah. Don't get me started on Dave Wanstead. You forget he coached the Bears, ran him right into the ground, right into the ground.
Oh, come on. Is he the one that did he replace Ditka?
Yes, he was the one that came on after Ditka.
Okay. But mustache wise, would you take Wanstache or would you take Ditka?
Oh,
Stash?
Ditka. No, you never choose anyone over Ditka. That's the Bears fan creed. It doesn't.
Yeah, I would say.
Now, if you're looking for porn stash, then Dave Wanstead has the better porn stash. Just because it looked more like Dave Wanstead's face in those days looked more like a porn star than Mike Ditka's.
Yeah, the mustache rides again.
Yeah, along those lines, yes.
Yeah. Well, Big East wise, what do you think the biggest mistake of? I mean, we watched I don't know if you did, but the Requiem for the Big East. What do you think the biggest mistake was for Big East in the demise?
I think it was. God, you asked that question, and I'm thinking, what could the Big East have done better? I don't know what the Big East could have done better because they had such an outstanding basketball product. The problem is that basketball doesn't make you money. It's football, and it's sad. It just is.
Well, and the thing with basketball is, the funny thing, you look at Kentucky, and you would think, oh man, that would have to be, one of the biggest money makers in college basketball. They don't make as much as their football program, which is shocking. Like you would just automatically assume, hey, Kentucky, it's got to be making, hundreds of millions of dollars for the school, or they don't make as much of their football program. And that's the point with all this realignment is, if that's the case, then basketball, you can't really make an argument for making these basketball conferences. I wish college football would just you separate into the Power Five or whatever, and then in college basketball you just go back to the way it kind of was. I know we're way past that point, but I wish they would go back to original conferences, Big Eight, because and the old basketball conferences were always. The Big 12 or Big 8 was always fun to watch with, an occasional good Nebraska team. You look at Kansas, Oklahoma. There was good teams. It was fun to watch. Missouri Valley was not good, but it was the end of the year was fun. Big 10, Big East, ACC, Pac-10, WAC, all that good stuff. Need to go back to the way it was in college basketball.
Yeah, I don't really know. Yeah, I don't really think there's a problem in basketball. I think football, when you have the SEC being as dominant as it is, the ACC has Florida State, and they're look at us, we got the national champions, but it really the strength, the strong, the level of excellence in college football is really consolidated into a very, very minute part of the 100 and something schools or whatever there is in Division I. Basketball, maybe it's just strictly because of the tournament. It just seems like everybody's got a shot. You know what I mean? It's probably because of the tournament that I'm saying this, but they have kind of a unique animal there in March where it's just if you're a sports fan, you have to watch it. Even if you're not the biggest basketball fan, you have to watch March Madness. You just do, because you never know what's going to happen, and there's usually some kind of drama in every game. If there's any blowouts in March Madness, you don't remember them. You know what I mean? You only remember the 3-point game with 10 seconds left and somebody misses a three or whatnot. And I still remember Bryce Drew for Valparaiso.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, you look at, Terrell Taylor from Creighton in that shot against Florida, knocking Billy Donovan, that slickster, out of the NCAA tournament.
Billy Donovan came from the Big East, Providence.
Yep. Yeah, Billy the Kid from Providence.
Yep.
We're going to go ahead and take our next break. Keith, tell everybody where we can find you on the internets and Twitter.
Well, the blog page is at 87sportsfans.com. Don't write there nearly as much as I need to. I'm also the Chicago Bears writer for thefantasygreek.com. And you can catch us on this channel, Late Night Sports Radio, every Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time.
Awesome. Well, we're going to take a break. I will have Johnny Maloris back here. If you want to call in after the break, it's 585-633-7487. You're listening to the Bob Sullivan Show here on the LateNightSportsRadio.com.
With lust for the touch of your hand, I hate to always be So go, give it a try. Yeah, go on, living your life. So let me tell you now, this is goodbye. 'Cause it's Hollywood and Vine that's calling you tonight. The product of an endless love for Hollywood. Oh, sell your life for bedroom eyes and pray that we cannot see through. I hate to always be the one to break the news, but we all seem to see the truth a little bit better than you. So go, give it a try. Yeah, go on, living your life. So let me tell you now, this is goodbye. 'Cause it's Hollywood and Vine that's calling you tonight. Go, give it a try. Go, living your life. So let me tell you now, this is goodbye. 'Cause it's Hollywood and Vine that's calling you tonight.
Don't believe you anymore. You can never turn me on. There's no more love. There's no more tears. No feelings like before. And now my heart is made of stone. And you'll never turn me on into broken hearted lying on the floor. And now your soul is torn in two. You are lost, you are mad, feeling sad. You crazy broken dreams are never coming back. Now you see how it feels when you're down on your knees and your soul is turning two. Now you know how it feels when you're down on your knees and your heart is bleeding. Now so strong. Don't believe you anymore. You can never turn me on. There's no more lies. There's no more pain. No suffering like before. So you've got the sleepless nights and tears of clouds